Hi everyone, it's Giselle with another message for today. And I would like to talk about how it is better for us to protect our energy when we are manifesting, whether that be union, something, a new home, more money, a new job, anything. Because I've noticed that even people who you think may be wishing the best for you, they can actually muddle up the energies with their thoughts, even unintentionally. I'm sure as twin flames, we don't want to think badly for each other, and when someone says they're coming into union, we want them to succeed and to wish them the very best. But then there sometimes may be feelings that creep up, feelings of jealousy, of envy, of despair for you and your connection, and it muddles the energies for the other person. And I'm quite a private person anyway, with good reason. And I know a lot of people get a bit nosy and they want to know everything about me and my connection, but I'm only sharing limited things because I don't want the energies to be muddled. Because a lot of times when you get too close to people, even friends, not just clients, even friends, about a situation that you're trying to manifest and trying to balance as much as you can, and you know how hard it is to balance yourself, let alone manage other people's energies directed towards you. When you divulge too much, they get really nosy, or you don't even divulge a lot and they get really nosy anyway, and like, oh, so, they want to know everything. And then in the beginning, it's always, yeah, oh, great, I love sharing stuff with you. But as time goes on, they get really they let their fears muddle your energies and get interference, allow themselves, their insecurities and anxieties to interfere with you and your connection. And they're starting to ask you questions like, oh, but aren't you bothered about, I don't know, for example, not being with that person yet, or not having that situation happen yet? Even with jobs, you're like, oh, you've been trying to get a job. Well, do you have it yet? It's like, leave me alone. God's sake. If it doesn't bother me, why should you care? Why does it bother you so much what I'm trying to manifest and whether I have it yet or not? And this is why keeping quiet about these kind of things is the best route. Because even the most supportive people can allow their insecurities to get the better of them. And if you're an empath like I am, you'll understand that you cannot just let anyone willy-nilly just into your life. You have to be protective, especially of the most sacred things that you are trying to manifest. And I feel this new moon, the reason why this card came out, is because this new moon really brings with it endings and new beginnings, and we're trying to really manifest that and bring this in. And I would say tip number 1, don't tell anyone about it. Do it in private. Because, not all friendships go bitter or sour, but even the best intentioned people can get insecure for you. And you don't want that to happen. So I'm sure everyone kind of knows already that I'm a private person anyway. And if I'm not sharing something, it's not because I'm not being nice. It's just because this is sacred to me. And there are just certain things that you don't divulge, even with friends and family. And please, be respectful. And I respect people who don't want to tell me things about themselves. That's why when you come for a reading, you can tell me as much or little can't get my words out, as much or as little as you want, because I'll just need a name to be able to connect. Or if it's just their energy you're wanting information about, then don't give me a name, that's fine. I'll just read the energies I'm picking up on. But some people love sharing, and that's fine. If you want to share with me for a reading, that's okay. But just be mindful who you share things with. And I would say, even if you trust these people for manifestations, I would still keep it on the down low. I know even my friends are like, oh, you look like you want to say something, but you're not saying something. I'm like, yeah, I'd love to share with you my plans for this and this, but until they come to fruition, I'm gonna keep my lips sealed. That's just the way, that it needs to be for now. And I'm sure that once things have manifested, then you can share with the world, and that's fine. But it's just during this time of will they, won't they, will I get what I want, am I still needing to work on things? It's best to keep it quiet and to not overshare, because your energy is valuable and keeping a high vibration is vital. This is why certain interactions I can only keep at a certain level. Some people's energy is too intense for me at times, and I need to protect my energy because it's tricky to get that balance back. And I'm sure if you're an empath, you would totally understand how that feels. That's why going into massive rooms can be so overwhelming, and having a mixture of people's energies. Shielding yourself before going shopping is a great idea, because, you don't want to come home and be like, why do I feel so out of sorts? It's because of other people, not you. But yeah, I would say, keep your manifestations to yourself until they have. Once they've come to fruition, you're not even going to need to tell anyone anything, they'll see it anyway. But for now, keep things sacred, keep things to yourself. Because if it doesn't bother you that something hasn't come to fruition yet, why in the world does it bother someone else? That's the question I've asked quite a few times, actually. I'm like, wow, I'm really not bothered about this, and it bothers you more than it bothers me. That's just absolutely ludicrous. But anyway, I hope that this little tip helped, and yeah, use tonight's new moon as bringing an ending to unwanted things and birthing new beginnings. Be very clear about what you're wanting as well. Don't just, before I would say stupidly, I'd like communication in whatever form that may be. I wasn't specific. I didn't say I want clear, honest, open, loving communication. I just say I want communication because I didn't have any. But then you would get muddled communication, very insecure communication, and then after that you're like, oh, I should have been more specific, shouldn't I? Because the law of attraction works, but you just have to, you're either going to get your wish by default, or you're going to have a very intricately planned out, detailed wish of exactly what you're wanting. And you might as well make it exactly what you're wanting rather than having just a default kind of, oh, this is only kind of half what I want. Be clear. Be clear. Very, very, very clear about what it is that you're wanting. And keep it to yourself. If you'd like to book a session with me, then all my details are in the description. And I thank everyone so much for watching. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.